What's up everybody, it's Cancel Console Gaming again, and here I am making a video I didn't even expect to make. The story behind the gameplay you're seeing started with a trip across the world. I'm in Singapore on vacation, and when I had a little downtime, I decided to see what games were available in the Singapore region. That's when I stumbled across probably one of the greatest strangest games out there on mobile right now, Earth Revival. I believe this game delivers the closest experience to Halo on mobile, in terms of native Android games. This game basically feels like an open-world Halo experience. The best thing about it is, the graphics are even more impressive than the gameplay. It might be one of the most well-optimized games I have ever played since becoming a mobile gamer. Right now I'm playing on a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 device, with max settings on everything except frame rate. As you can see, the graphics in this game are simply amazing. Why didn't Game of Thrones King's Road use a graphic engine like this instead of the Unreal Engine? Same question for The Division Resurgence, why use the Unreal Engine when there's engines like this out there?
I'm Nia, by the way. You got a name? How was your nap?
I woke from cryostasis. My serial number is...
Calm down, soldier. Who do you think woke you? You were part of the Kindling Project and...
Kindling Project?
Yeah, you've been asleep for a decade. I've been looking for one particular Kindling, my brother. You know it? His name is Hoyt.
The rest of the pods were empty.
Yeah, I know. I already checked. Anyway, let's get you back to the Haven. Let's get out of here first.
So right now you're seeing the first mission of the game. This is an open-world survival shooter, where you crash land on this alien island, and are tasked with surviving, while completing missions from the main story and side missions. You'll see other players on the server in your world as you adventure around. Then there's also co-op and PvP elements, which are done brilliantly with great matchmaking. So basically if you just want to hop on the game, team up with 3 other people and tackle a raid mission. It's as simple as going to the main menu, selecting a raid mission from the ever-changing list, selecting the matchmaking option, then waiting a few minutes, and you'll be teamed up with at least one other person. PvP has matchmaking as well. Then there's also world events, but right now they seem to happen based on Asia time zones. In any case, this is a brilliant co-op shooter. Here just lets you choose whether you want to see the world chat on your screen while you're playing. I'm going to choose the competitive operation mode for the classic third-person shooter feel. If you look at the bottom center of each photo, you can see the main difference between the UI styles. Now you're about to see why I think this game is basically an open-world Halo experience. The developers at Nuverse really need to do this game justice and release it globally. The entire game is already in English and has global servers. Just as a reminder, I'm using a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 device in battery saving mode with all graphics settings set to max except frame rate, which I have set to 30. I might get hate for this, but I'm one of those people that doesn't really see a drastic difference between 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second, so I always just set games to 30 frames per second for the most part to extend battery life. The gunplay in this game feels just like Prime Halo. I'm using a controller by the way, so this game has full controller support.
them here. Nia, you help Ryan. Communications are down. Quick, before it's too late. Take these bandages. It's only gonna Where'd they come from?
Doesn't that look like one of the brutes from Halo? The one that had that rocket launcher type gun that shot the green plasma? This one even shoots plasma too, except it's blue.
Ryan's posted on basement level 3. Take an elevator down. Find cover. Where's the elevator?
It's coming!
One thing I noticed is that the game doesn't seem to have any cover mechanics like what you see in Gears of War or The Division. But maybe I haven't figured out how to do that yet, or it's an ability you get later on in the game from leveling up. In any case, with or without cover mechanics, this game is smooth. It low-key might be the best feeling shooter available on mobile right now. In my opinion, the raid missions and matchmaking alone make this game better than Warframe and Destiny Rising. This game also has some of the most epic bosses I've ever seen. Some take up almost the entire screen, making you feel a surprising sense of immersion even on a small mobile screen. This mission I'm playing right now is essentially the same type of gameplay you experience in co-op raid missions, except you have 3 other people helping you. Believe me when I tell you it's a top 5 co-op shooter experience for sure. And there's so much more to the game since you also have an entire open world to explore. Like after I'm done with this mission, I'll show you some of the vehicles in the game. Also, the open world storyline is great as well, with cutscenes and full English dialogue as you can see. And the missions flow into the open world, so for example, if you have to take down a monster in a facility, you experience that entire journey, including driving there. This is kind of like a Grand Theft Auto Halo low-key. And notice how the strands of hair move on the characters? The graphics engine in this game is incredibly detailed, and it's not stressing the phone that much. So far, core temps are remaining stable around 39 to 41 degrees. And remember, I have my phone in battery saving mode, so the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is operating at about 70% of its full power. Also, since I'm recording my gameplay right now, that also increases the load on the processor. Even with that, the game still runs smooth at max settings with PS4 level graphics on a phone, using a chip from 2021. This game is like an ode to optimizations. For example, you know how Game of Thrones King's Road stutters as you ride through the open world whenever it has to load a new area? That doesn't seem to happen in this game.
Where should we go?
You should upgrade your shooter. That won't get you far. Come here, and take this rifle.
If you like having a dose of crafting in your gameplay experience, then you'll appreciate the amount of crafting you have to do for some of the open-world storyline missions. Remember, this is also a survival game. So when you're not trying to save the world, you also have to take care of your character. For example, one of the missions has you build a bed and take a nap. Another mission requires that you learn how to cook food. It might sound lame to some, but somehow it's fun when incorporated with the main sauce of the game, which is the action. The enemies in this game are very aggressive. They run straight towards you like a bull. It's definitely stressful in the open world when you're trying to pick berries and see a monster dog hybrid running straight towards you.
We did it. Now we need to find Ryan and the others quickly. Follow me.
How did they get in here?
I'm not sure. Toximorphs have never attacked a haven on such a massive scale. What happened here? Seems Ryan went this way. Follow me. This way.
This game has some of the strangest looking ladder climbing animations ever. Were they trolling with that?
Kyle, hang in there.
Look at how beautiful these graphics are. Could this be the best looking mobile shooter ever? The only thing I've seen that looks better overall are some of the open worlds in Warframe Mobile such as Cetus on Earth. It definitely edges Destiny Rising but not by a lot.
Ryan, what happened? Glad you made it. You injured? What about the others?
Molly's gone. Warner has fallen. We're all that's left. If only...
Look, there was nothing more you could have done. Hell, you were fighting half a battle with me flung over your shoulder.
But
This area isn't secure. We need to leave.
That's right. Now's not the time.
Yeah, I'll piggyback a network and contact the Alliance.
Try Sundale Valley. They have a deployment there.
Follow me. There's a road ahead that leads outside. I hope we don't run into any more toximorphs along the way.
This game is amazing. It's sad that it doesn't show up on Google Play in American regions yet. But the one good thing is that even after I came back from vacation, the global server still works. If you're planning on traveling to the Asia region, and you happen to install the game from Google Play while you're there, it still functions normally when you come back to America. In fact, the game seems to be made for American players complete with global servers. It's baffling why it's not here on the American Google Play yet. Remember, I found the game on Google Play while I was just searching through games randomly when I was in Singapore on vacation. Damn, that dude got knocked the F out.
Keep away from it for now. It's regenerating itself faster than we can damage it.
It should be clear by now why I said this game is like Halo on mobile.
Give me a hand. Hey! It looks like this thing can't stand the cold. Freeze it!
Get in here with me. We're closing the door. Get in here with me. We're closing the door. Get in here with me. We're closing the door.
Close the door as soon as we're in. Shut those creatures out.
Get in. We'll close the door using the terminal.
Yeah. Now let's see if we can get this hunk of junk working.
It might even the playing field. Help me activate the armor.
Mia, hack the authentication system of the power on. We'll cover you.
Okay, I'll try to get it done ASAP. You guys hang in there. Damn it! The authentication system is too complex to hack so quickly.
Damn, these dudes keep getting knocked out. Remember when I told you there's more to this game than you can imagine? Well, check out the mech suits in the game. Some of the most satisfying gameplay mechanics in the game. Notice that even with a lot of enemies on the screen at once, there's no frame rate drops. And remember, this is max settings on a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 phone in battery saving mode. The core temp of the phone has remained stable around 39 to 40 degrees Celsius. The phone feels a little less than lukewarm, nothing too bad. The mech suits in this game are so powerful. You can feel the weight of the movement too.
Follow me. I'll get you out of here.
You look so freaking cool right now.
This boss is like a mixture of Godzilla and King Kong. Like he's what it would be like if King Kong had Godzilla's fire breath superpower. No match for this mech suit though. And just as a reminder, I am using a Bluetooth controller to play right now, so the game has full controller support. I think the only function that's not mapped to controllers is the button to use gravity grappling hooks in some raid missions. Damn, this dude jumped off the ceiling with ill intentions. Is it that serious? Is he on the ceiling again? Of course he's on the ceiling again.
System failure imminent. Disconnecting neural bridge. Warning, toximorphs approaching. Warning, toximorphs approaching.
So the name of the main alien creatures in this game are toximorphs. I can't lie, it's such a cringe name, but it doesn't take away from the storyline or gameplay in any way. Okay, now that you have a gist of why I think this game is similar to Halo in terms of the gameplay mechanics and style of missions, it's only right I show the beautiful open world and some of my cars. Look at how sick the motorcycle looks in this game. Look at how vivid and detailed the open world is. Notice how smooth it's running, despite being at max settings on a Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 phone in battery saving mode, that's also recording gameplay. This is like an ode to optimization. Mobile gaming has caught up to console gaming, and in my opinion has surpassed it. Games like these are proof. If you look closely, the graphics engine this game is using creates some slight ray tracing effects using software. You can see reflections of the environment on certain things like water, even on mobile graphic chips that don't support ray tracing. For example, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 I'm using doesn't support hardware-accelerated ray tracing, but those reflections are still visible slightly. The controls when driving vehicles are surprisingly good. You can feel the weight of whatever car you're using, so making turns and stuff feels good. It doesn't have the infamous floaty feel that many open-world mobile games seem to have when it comes to driving. Did you notice you can see reflections of the surrounding environment in the water just now? That's the effect that ray tracing is supposed to produce. This graphics engine is doing it with software, it appears, or some type of graphical trick. Regardless of how, the result is great. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, I have a dog following me around. Think of that dog as a drone that follows you around and shoots missiles at enemies as a form of support. So now I'm going to show you another vehicle in the game that reminds me of an upgraded version of the Warthog from Halo. Look at this beauty. The orange accent on the back is like the finishing touch. This game is super underrated. The lighting in this game is amazing, especially reflections and software ray tracing effects. How did Nuverse accomplish this? As you can see, you even have an AI helper in this game named Lydia, that seems very similar to the Cortana AI from Halo. Even the voice. But yeah, this game to me feels like playing an open-world Halo game on my phone. Right now, for it to show up for download on Google Play, it seems like you need to be in an Asian region such as Singapore. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Cancel Console Gaming.